you very much. Well, Dr. Selle was following on a question which is put forward so often, namely, was the crisis foreseeable or was it not foreseeable? And only the day before yesterday we had a conference in Vienna, and a very eminent professor of Vienna University argued that nobody could foresee the crisis. Now, I tend to disagree with that notion insofar as if one would have read carefully what some of the Austrian writers, for example, Friedrich August von Hayek, or Josef Alois Schumpeter, or even Karl Menger, Lisa, etc., have been writing 100 or even 50 years ago, one would have seen and could have seen that some of the problems which we are facing nowadays, they already warned against basically back then. I don't want to run here through the whole Austrian literature, but may I take the liberty perhaps to point out one or two examples by Hayek and Schumpeter. As you know, Hayek basically puts the element of price very much in the center of his deliberations. And he says prices are so important because they send signals to the market participants, signals and information which the market participants need in order to make the economic decision. Now, it's quite clear if you do any transaction in the market, you don't always have the necessary information on a given product which you want to buy or something like that. You are not even aware of all the bits and pieces of information which you would really need in order to make a good choice. But there is the price, and the price, according to Hayek, basically contains all the information in a certain concise and condensed way. And those prices are being formed, according to Hayek, through competition in the market. Why? Because basically the market transaction is not more and no less than the realization of the individual agent's dreams, aspirations, and expectations, and this is the way how individual knowledge is being mutually completed and enhanced. And you see the focus of the Austrian School of Economics very much on the individual sort of human being. Now, if the state interferes in the formation of the market prices, for example, by injecting new money, by doing other stimulus packages, or some other measures to which Professor Selle recently referred, the state basically interferes in the formation of prices. That's why prices get distorted. They send out the wrong information, they send out the wrong signals, and lead the individual agents, be it individual people or be it companies, being even perhaps state agencies, to do the wrong thing because their decisions are being based on wrong and distorted signals. And if you have a look at the current crisis, just to mention as an example Greece, to which Professor Selle has just been referring to, there is good reason to argue that the membership of some of the South European countries in the Euro system has basically artificially lowered their respective interest level. And interest is nothing else than a price, namely a price for money. And by this artificially lowered interest level, first it created a boom, and then it came to a bubble which finally exploded, and we see exactly the outcome of such a situation. And I'm coming back to my earlier point. If the market could have been in a position to form the prices or the interest rates according to market rules, and I just earlier referred to how they should be formed according to Hayek, this would not have been taking place. But the fact that somebody interfered in this process led to this difficult situation which we are now facing. Maybe one more minute on some ideas by Josef Alois Schumpeter. Josef Alois Schumpeter died in 1950, and in his last piece which he wrote, he was basically describing the situation particularly in America after the Great Depression. And he was coming to the conclusion that after the Great Depression, the society had accepted fiscal burdens, a mere fraction of which would have felt unbearable 50 years ago. And this is certainly true, and this is maybe also a certain parallel to nowadays situation, that we are now in a position where we are being forced to accept some restrictive measures and burdens which would have been unthinkable of only a couple of years back. Now, in this very last article of his life, he continues, Schumpeter that is, Schumpeter continues to caution against the several politics. which were designed basically to ease and help a situation like in the aftermath of the Great Depression. The same measures are being applied now in many of the stimulus packages of nowadays. Schumpeter basically warned against the acceptance of inflation to boost growth. This is also, if you have a look at the current discussion on inflation, there is a certain tendency by some of the policy advisors who also suggest that perhaps we should go for a little bit more inflation in order to boost growth. And as a matter of fact, it's already on the rise. Yesterday, I think the European Central Bank raised its forecast for the inflation of this year from 1.9 to 2.5%. The IMF has even gone further. The IMF raised its forecast for this year's inflation also from the starting point of 1.9 to 2.6. So at the end of the year, we will perhaps see some inflation somewhere located near 2.5, 2.6, perhaps even 2.7%, which is well below the 2.0 average which we are targeting. Schumpeter continued to caution from the negative effects of a cheap money policy, which is basically too low at interest rates, because money would then be too cheap, and as I referred to the Greek example earlier, it could create a boom in the short run, but in the long run will lead to a recession. And he also counseled against increased taxation in such a situation in order to finance debts, because that increased taxation would further enhance inflationary tendencies. And he cautioned against the expansion of subsidies in such a situation, although they might be designed to help the people who are suffering, but basically they lead in the end to price hikes, they lead to increased government control over citizens' lives, and are certainly not very helpful to basically lead to a situation which is described by the Austrians as economy being designed as the realization of the individual's aspiration and needs. And if you have a look at that warnings written down in 1950, we do see a striking parallel to today's situation. I'm not saying that the Austrians are the only ones who predicted it, and I'm not saying that the only ones are the only ones who have, I'm not saying that the Austrians are the only ones who have the right recipes, but what I'm saying is basically I'm arguing in favor of looking more at the history of economic thought, including the Austrian school, because if you do that, then you would certainly be much more in a position to explain the current recession and to find out positive or negative sort of impacts on certain recipes which are basically applied for its cure. Or in other words, as Professor Kurz from Graz University recently said, that the preoccupation with the history of economic thought is very much welfare enhancing. Thank you very much. Thank you.